Hello, my dear friend, Mr. Theo Buchmeyer from Manroland Goss. Good
My
to see
dear
you.
friend, Mr. Morten, how are you?
I am good and busy, and I'm so pleased that at least both sound and video seems to work now, because that is always very stressful when you are in a live and alone situation with no
I
technicians
can
helping you.
imagine. I can imagine.
And
So, how's life?
sorry,
Life
what?
is good. Life is
Yes,
good.
yes, it is very good, and very excited about the upcoming Drupa.
Sure.
Manroland Goss. It's funny because your name brother is not exhibiting, but you chose to exhibit at Drupa. What are your expectations for Drupa for Manroland Goss?
Well, first of all, I think it's important to be at Drupa for Manroland Goss. Drupa is still the exhibition that is all around print. So not being there would be for me would be very difficult to digest, honestly. And for us, it's just a great opportunity to show our new products, our new possibilities that we have for our customers, and of course to meet with all the new friends, see with our customers in a maybe less stressful situation. Everybody likes to go to Drupa, and we can we just make new partners and new friends. So it's that's all about meeting people, I think, Drupa.
And I mean, when I visited your facility, I think maybe half a year ago, maybe a little bit more, um, I was amazed, because I just want to tell on camera for people that are watching this, that if you think that the web offset players like Manroland Goss is a dying breed, that is not the case. You have changed and adapted to a market with refurbishment, with innovating technologies, bringing these machines up to date in many different ways, and for the market is still considerably a number of machines in the market. This is interesting. So basically, you're in a situation that in a declining market, you're still able to both grow and make money at the same time, right, Theo?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, as you said, we have, of course, a huge install base. Huh? Just as a number, we have more than 3,000 active presses running still at this moment in time,
Wow.
which of course is a very impressive install base, and that goes all over the world in each continent. And it is commercial presses, it's newspaper, it's digital equipment, and now we are starting also in packaging. So by that market stays very important for us and also for our customers, and that's
Mm,
why at Drupa we will not only show new products and show. Not only show new products, but we also show how we can support our existing install base
mm, mm,
by retrofits, by
mm.
improvements, just to sustain the commercial life or economical life of a press. So,
One of the things I was told when I was visiting you, and I was a little bit of a surprise, and that puts maybe things also a little bit in perspective when we talk about going to an exhibition, is that you pretty much know all the presses where they are in the world, right? So when you
yeah,
go to Drupa, you know the people you meet there. So is being part of an event like Drupa, is that also for Manroland Goss, let's say, a statement and a commitment to, let's say, the future of the industry? If that's very broad terms, but I mean,
oh yeah,
yeah.
but sure, it is. It is. That's what I said. Not being a Drupa, I would say, would be for me very difficult to digest, because Drupa is the presence where you show that you are in print, and we are in print, and with our 3,000 more than 3,000 presses running in the world, and as you said, we have contact with, I would say, with almost all our customers. So there will be a few. But the majority we are very well connected with. Just to give you an example, even more than 700 of our presses are connected via VPN or IoT boxes, where we have a constant view on how the presses can perform, and we have also tools like Intelligence that we will show at Drupa, which is a artificial intelligence tool that we can use to increase productivity of our customers. So we can even predict potential downtimes, and that is, of course, extremely important for our customers.
I can't help think because when we talk about this industry, and I I'm not bashing any media particular because it also goes a little bit on my own shoulders in how we talk about technology. Because I mean, if you open almost any media in our industry, there's a huge discussions about inkjet and digital print and things like that. But still, inkjet and digital is a fraction of installments. It's a fraction of volume in the market. Do you think that sometimes we oversee potentials in, let's say, in larger volume because also we as an industry ourselves is not really talking the advantages up and instead of just talking about the new things?
Well, let's say, of course, the installed base of inkjet is increasing rapidly, but mainly on the very short runs.
Yeah.
And as soon as you go to a little bit larger runs, offset is still a very mature and predictive and productive process. So I think there's a coexistence of both. At the end of the day, there's a very good reason why digital has taken a place. I would predict it's even growing, but offset is a very strong productive tool for the mid-range and higher volumes. And then, of course, the question is when is the mid-range and when is higher? That's depending. If you talk about books, we can be productive even at a very low amount of books. In leaflets, it's probably a little bit higher. Magazines, it's from 10,000, whatever you call it. But offset will not be replaced, in my opinion, not because I'm an offset spy, but in my opinion, offset will not be, well, I'm not totally objective. Offset will not be replaced by digital in the mid-long future.
No. I must also say that it is interesting because when you look at some of the bigger markets, like, I mean, if you look at, it's always about the languages, because if you are in Europe, you have a lot of language changes that you need to take into consideration. But if you look at Latin America, if you have newspapers and magazines, probably larger volumes because they have a larger installed base of readers. Same in the US, maybe also in countries like India and China where the numbers are exceeding quite interesting. When I spoke to my good friend Andreas Weber just before, I saw that you were in the green room, so I don't know if you heard what we talked about. But do you think that I'm right when I talk about that the biggest issue we have for magazine publishers is probably that they have never really got into rethinking their business model? Because I mean, most of the printing company, the publishing companies are looking into revenues from subscribers, from kiosk sales, and from advertising, and that's pretty much it. And maybe there are other ways you can actually be very profitable running a magazine. That's what we hope with our business model, with our magazine, right?
Sure.
But I was just wondering, when you talk to publishers and printing companies, do you see any innovation when it comes to business models in the publishing space?
Well, I think it's still very limited, honestly. So there are, of course, changes taking place, but I do think you are correct that we the business as all suppliers and customers and editors, we have to rethink how to merge maybe the different medias better than we do at the moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when people come to your booth, I guess that you will not have a 700-meter long newspaper press turning a Frankfurter Allgemeiner into a real Drupa experience, right?
No.
So what can people expect from your booth?
No, I think that the time of showing big running equipment like heat-up web offset or newspaper presses is behind us.
Yeah.
So what we do is we focus on our main products. One of our products is, of course, as you know, we are entering into packaging with our Variman. You saw that also when you visited us a few months back. And the Variman will be on our booth, not as a running press, but with a unit where we can still give demonstration of the flexibility of the equipment and the reason why we think that the Variman is a good product and will take its place in the packaging printing. Where packaging printing is, of course, moving a little bit more from flexible into paper. That is what we see all over the world. We are trying to reduce plastic, and then of course working with offset and with an established OEM like Manroland Goss has some advantages. For that, we will also be at Drupa on the touchpoint packaging, which is managed by Drupa. So we have a presence there also. We will show together with our partners like Huber that we are moving from more plastic and board to paper packaging for frozen food. So that will, I think, be very interesting for our customers and potential brand owners. So as I said, on the booth, we will show our Variuman, focusing on reducing cost, production costs, increasing flexibilities, reducing carbon footprint, which I think will also be a main item on the Drupa this time. Besides that, we will also look at, as I mentioned, Manroland Sense, which is let's call it artificial intelligence maintenance tool. Maintenance means maintenance, intelligence, and sensors. So by that, with all these presses that we have installed, I mentioned 700 are already connected via VPN. We can really increase productivity, predict downtime for our customers. So we will show that also on the booth, so customers can even look at their presses if they are connected. So by that, we have a very good I would say connection point with our customers.
I can't remember if it was Manroland site we went to, but we were filming rollator print in Belgium just a few months ago. And one of yours, or
the interview? Yeah.
The reason why I was just mentioning this is just because it's interesting to see, because this is a publishing group that owns a printing company, and they have an enormous appetite for growth. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see even more web offset presses being sold in a company like this in the future. I was just wondering. So when you look at the numbers and the installed base you have, do you see that you have some customers that still have growth in the volumes, and not like volumes on each title, but then they have more titles because they consolidate titles and these kind of things? Do you see that in your IoT data, or how does that resonate?
Well, we could see that. We are not focusing on that. We are really focusing on production of the customer and improving their activities. So we are not looking at if they are moving from to, but of course you are correct. With the consolidation, you have some customers are growing and some customers that will not be able to follow. But with Manroland, we focus on productivity, increasing productivity for our customer. So come to our booth, I will show you how it works.
Fantastic.
With that and other than that, maybe it's also good to mention, because I mentioned that we always look at Drupa, new equipment. What can we do more? We also look at our install base, and that is still extremely important for us, but also for our customers that we have. And we can show them the different upgrades that we have for all our product range to improve their economical lifetime of the products. So it will be also there. We have a big portion of our booth that is really focusing on that kind of sustainability install base.
Fantastic. Theo, I appreciate your time here on English, and I know that was with a short notice, and you jumped in and you delivered perfectly. So thank you very much. And now we have our next guest. She is up early. She comes from Canada. Her name is Julie Watson. So meet her just after this little introduction jingle here. Thank you, Theo, very much.
Thank you, Morten. Bye.